A Mars analog is a place where we practice techniques, procedures, and processes before we actually go to Mars. So you can also think of a swimming pool as an analog for where you want to learn to swim before you go to the ocean. In that respect, this building is a facsimile for what kind of building we might have someday on the moon or Mars. And we're building it here first on Earth to learn how does it work, how do we live inside, how do we grow our fruits and vegetables within the confines of this space.
Inclusion 1 is compiled of 4 astronauts, or analog astronauts as we're called. We come from all different backgrounds. I am an artist and a photographer by trade. We have a cardiologist, we have a linguist, and then we have an engineer. The mission is to make living in space accessible to every demographic of people. We've been in there for 6 days and it was a whirlwind. Our crew had individual research projects, and then we also had the mission to keep the habitat sufficient for our living capabilities. This hab is a pressurized hab, which means that it has a lung that we need to maintain and make sure that the pressure levels are good. And then it's also hermetically sealed, so that means that we have to be very careful of what comes in and what goes out.
I was one of the original biospherians, but before going into Biosphere 2, I lived in the test module for 3 weeks. There's a number of things that make this really important, and for me, part of this is application to the Earth and how we can make Earth systems more sustainable. A lot of that has to do with human beings and the greed factor and various things like that, but another has to do with restoring ecosystems that have been hurt. And I think that working in a system like this, you can start looking at what works from the ground up. That's what we're doing in restoring some of the ecosystems on planet Earth. So I hope we can learn a lot from this.